I can remember when my son wanted to enter university, we were trying to like gather the money and stuff like that. So it just got from nowhere. I said, oh, you called at the right time for this paper. So he sent 100,000 naira. Yes, out of the whole
no, that's
so,
right. I wanted to know if it's Ekushola University. Because I don't know which university. Someone that is just going to the university, you will not set 100K. Hello everyone. I'm so excited to join you again on the program, Time to Tell Your Story. First, let me thank you for all the likes, comments, and all that. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. So, on the program today, I'm here with someone who has gone through who is going through the journey of single motherhood. As we all know, single mothers are faced with a lot of challenges, yet they show strength and resilience. Today, I'm here with a darling sister.
My name is Madam Funmi.
You are welcome on the program.
Thank you.
Now, without wasting much time, I would like to ask, how did the journey begin?
Okay. The journey started when I was in school. I was about, no, it was actually when I went out of school. I was out of school.
Me, higher institution.
Higher institution, yes.
Okay.
Thank you. So I graduated, I think 2002. Okay. I was actually waiting to go for my service year. Okay. Then, one thing led to the other, and I got pregnant. I got pregnant, and when I got pregnant, I just felt this is the end. I felt this is the end for me. But let me say that was the end for me then. So I did all sorts. I tried removing it. That's just true. I tried removing it. Wow. It didn't happen.
That's the way God wants it. And I'm sure you are happy now that you did not.
Ask me if I am 1% happy or 100% happy.
Let me ask, at that time, were you in a serious relationship?
I thought it was a serious relationship, okay? But something happened along the line. And it didn't work out.
Okay, the reason it didn't work out, was it from your side or the person was not ready?
It's deep. Okay, it's actually deep.
Alright.
And because this is a life experience, okay, and we don't know who might be going through the same thing right now. Okay, what happened was, I'm going to be plain because this is my life story.
Thank you for doing that.
I met him, it was meant to be my former boyfriend. Like when you start having, I didn't have a boyfriend until after I got out of secondary school. All my friends had boyfriends, but I said no. So I met him when I was about graduating from school. I had boyfriends at the back then, but I wanted a serious relationship. So when he came, I thought it was a serious relationship. The first thing was, I wasn't that prayerful for me to know that, okay, I need to seek the face of the Lord before. It happens to be engaged with someone, which I know because I don't need to lie. What has happened has happened. And but I just felt, let me just have a fling, and probably it might, lead to a relationship.
So when you told him about the pregnancy,
wow, that one is another thing. If this is a life-changing story program, we just have to say it so that people that are in it can learn.
yeah.
before I got pregnant for, he was involved, he was in a relationship, you know. And in that relationship, I didn't get, as we were, dating, I got to know. And everything just happened free.
You got to know that he was already in a relationship.
Yes, I got to know that he was in a, he was actually the person that told me. Yes, he told me that.
So what was he doing with you?
Thank you. Or you should be asking me what was I doing with him.
But you
Because
didn't know initially.
I didn't know initially, but since he told me, I wanted to back out. Like I was like, oh, this cannot go far. But along the line I got pregnant. And that was the first time I was meeting him. Yes. I think that was the first time I was meeting him. And I didn't even know I was pregnant. That's another point. When it came deep, like, okay, I think it's that time I leave this guy. Since he is in a relationship. So I was, contemplating on leaving. And I think he felt it. And he now sat me down and told me what was really going on. Like, they are not too into each other like that.
Himself
and the other lady. Yes. So something happened, I think Easter Monday. Easter. It was one of the Easter. I think it was Easter period. But it was on a Monday, Easter Monday. Then he just called from nowhere that something happened. So he had a son. Yes, he had a son, a 7-month-old with the other lady. Yes. So the thing is, I wanted to have a fling because I was in the world. Let's get to the message we are trying to pass. I was in the world. So I just said, okay, let me have a fling. Then along the line, I fell in love. When he told me, he saw the white light, or is it the green light?
Yes,
and
the light.
Yes, the green light. So he felt he should honor me by telling me the truth. So it's now left to me, So when he told me, I wanted to back out. While I was contemplating on backing out, that was when this happened, the Easter Monday issue. Yes. So I went to see him, and I saw him crying. Like, what happened? He told me that he lost a baby, he lost a child.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. And I felt bad. I felt so bad. Like, wow.
Okay, let me get something straight. Was he married or engaged? Was he married to the other lady or engaged? Maybe they've done introduction, the families, they've met and all that.
Okay. From what he told me, they are not really living together.
Or they were already living together.
Exactly, they were living together. So the baby died, not knowing that I was pregnant. Do you get? And that night, that day that he told me, I felt that was the end of us. Honestly, I felt that was the end between us. So afterwards, I came back to school. He went back. He traveled out of the country with me, and I came back to school, like I said, and I got sick. I was using malaria tablets. What could be more, stress and stuff like that.
First thing to do.
So, cut the long story short, when I found out I was pregnant, it was not around. Like I said, I wanted to opt out of the relationship. I got to know some secret things that I ought to have known before. And so I left him. He was trying to communicate with me. After the baby died, I felt this is not a good thing. This is not a good start. So I felt, okay, let me move. So I moved out of the relationship. He was trying to communicate with me.
So at what month did I realize that?
3 months. I was in my period.
Like seriously?
Yes. After 3 months, I was seeing my period. I went to somewhere in Mokola, far away. that if eventually I'm going to abort it, I will do it. So when I got that, but at the back of my mind, I was like, I'm not pregnant. I'm seeing my period. So I felt I just had malaria. So when I got there and they ran the test, they did the test, and lo and behold, they just gave me the results. And like, is this for me? The nurse thought maybe I am somebody that had been looking for pregnancy. Because I just I've been waiting. Exactly. So all she was saying was telling me, congratulations, madam. Congratulations. So I just walked out. I don't know what came over me because I said if I'm pregnant, I'm going to be okay. And something I don't know. I just left and I cried all the way home. You know, I just was in tears. I was just crying. And I was asking for grace to abort the child. So I said, since you know how to pray, let's start praying now. That this child about that and it was after I detected that I was pregnant, after the pregnancy, I said I was seeing my period and I stopped praying. So I was trying every means to like, it come out. I just had to do it. So I said, yes, sorry, to cut the long story short. That night was when I now prayed. And I said, Lord, if truly you know about this child, wherever the father is, because it has been 3 months that you will not speak. I refuse to speak with him. I refuse. I told him if he's coming to, I'll tell him I'm not around and like that. So I cut him off. So I just told him that night I was inside the room. I don't know what I was doing, and I just had a knock on the door. And lo and behold, it was him. It was a I was just looking at him, I was just staring at him, and I was like, what happened? I know you're surprised to see me. Why did you avoid me and stuff like that? So I just like, I don't know why they're just which kids cannot do that. So, okay. So I brought out the result of the pregnancy. I shared it with her. I was expecting to see it. No. How come? It's been 3 months. What happened? And the next thing, he just laughed. He just started laughing. He just started laughing like, you know now how men. He just started laughing like, excited. He was excited. He was very, very excited. And I was like, what's wrong with this one? I said I want to preach relationship. You are telling me you're excited. But it wasn't smooth. That was his reaction. After told him and he was okay about it, or happy about it, did you now take any move towards marriage or something like that? I guess that was, like I said, it is deep, very deep. Okay, what happened was, you know, the child died on a Monday. His other child died on a Monday. And the mother of the child died on a Friday. Let me understand, please. So he could not accept, he accepted the pregnancy, he accepted the baby. So we could not take anything. Mother and child died like 3 or 4 days or 5 days interval. That was why I said, when that child, were you aware that the lady died, or you got to know when he now came back? No, I was aware. He wasn't even in the country. He was not in the country when the mother died, because okay, the child died on a Monday, he traveled out on a Wednesday. Oh. But you know, that was why I said it is deep. So I got to know some deep things. If you remember, I said I got to know some deep things that Monday because I sat him down and I wanted to know what was going on. Okay, have you told the mother's, the family, the child's mother? What about the other family from other side? What is going on? Can you please open up to me? That was when he opened up to me that even the mother is sick, is on a sick bed. So they cannot. So I think before we go into any relationship, we should seek. Then I didn't know how to do all those things.
Number one, you pray. Do you know that there are some things that they used to do in the olden days that we are not supposed to overlook? Like, you know, in the olden days, parents will search for you. They will go to the husband's family to know if they have a particular disease or problems or all that. That's why you see people getting married now, and they will now realize that in this family, their problem in this family is epilepsy and all that. You know, this generation, let me just put it, we're just doing things on try and error. We're just doing things on try and error. That's why you see a lot of problems everywhere.
So that was what happened.
So you just do your calculation and say, okay, this is a no-go area, right? It's a no-go area. Wow.
So that was
thank God for wisdom. You know, some people, some ladies, I don't think there's anything wrong with single motherhood if that will give you peace and healthy life, because that's the most important thing.
That's it.
Because if you say, now I have this baby, people will be looking at me that I'm carrying a bastard, I'm not married to the father of the child, or I'm wayward. If you think about all that, probably if you had married him, something would have happened to you.
We don't know.
Yes,
we don't know. What if God put me there to like bring him out? So it's a two-way thing.
Yes.
Let me shock you. Let me say I lacked wisdom. I lacked counsel. You know, there was nobody to like talk to. Because I remembered I was fasting for 7 days, and that was what I was asking for. That God, marital settlement. And you know, on the 7th day, it happens to be the one that came. It was in my soul. It was in my soul.
So, did he propose to you? Did he at any point say, okay, can we get married?
That was after I've been through a lot.
He now wanted to pity you. And since that time that you left him, since the time you told him that you were pregnant, did he contact you?
Yes, he stayed.
That
was where the story came in of him being, involved with someone. The mother died on his child died on a Monday. The mother died on a Friday. So he felt from his side, he felt it is too fresh for him to take me home. Okay, so let's just keep calm,
yes,
and let the one that happened, suppress the heat. So we got into it, and sincerely, when he asked me what I wanted, I told him I wanted to get rid of the child. That was that first night that I told him, I showed him the result. He said what he asked me, and I said I wanted to get rid of him because of the past experience. Because I was saying this is a good area. But he said okay, I should give him 2 weeks, that he will be back. 2 weeks led to 4 weeks, 4 weeks led to 6 weeks, 6 months came. So I think I was on 7 months when he now came and said, okay, what do I want now? I was like, are you for real? Or was he calling? Yes, he was calling. Okay, wow. Yes, he was there. He was there for some time. Okay. Honestly, he was there for some time. But along the line, he just left. Being there, not us living together, like I said, he was not based here. He was going and he was coming, he was going and coming, and I felt okay, let's settle down.
So does he show up on his birthdays, as in your son's birthdays?
Yes, he does.
Every year?
Every year. For some time, all the time that he was in primary school, he was always showing up. It was always showing up with everything. He was always showing up.
That's good. So, is he married? And that period, was he married?
No,
He was
he
single.
was single. I told you, he was
So your
single.
son finished secondary primary
Primary
school.
school. He was single.
What about after that time?
I don't know how to say this, but after the primary school, maybe secondary school, okay, I think he came back when my son was in secondary school. And all the time that he was sick, if my son is sick, he doesn't come around. He only appears when he comes to his birthday. So that is appreciable. But during the time of secondary school, he was not there also. It was the top it was very tough for me, my son. But I thank God. This is just so. One of the days when my son was in secondary school, he just came from me and he said he wanted us to settle. I was happy. I felt okay at last, at least. And I remembered all the time that my father was alive. And, I wanted him to come. Let's go to my parents. My mom was dead though, but my father was still alive there. Let's go to my father and stuff like. But he was not coming for us. So after my father died, he came back. My son was in secondary school, so he came back and okay, actually want to sit down with me. So that night we talked at length, and I felt okay. Let me give him the chance. Let's start over again. And that is the thing. I've gained how to pray to God. I've known how to sort his face. So I took it back to God. I said, Lord, is this your will?
Is this what you want?
Is this what you want? That is what I ought to have done in the first place.
Yeah.
And I took it back to God, just like I said, and God revealed the revelation to me. That night I had a dream. That it was beside me. We don't really have anything together. It was beside me, and I jumped back from my sleep, and it was like, what happened? I couldn't talk. I was just looking at him. I was just staring at him. The only thing I could tell him was, "What have you come to lie to me?" I was like,
I even wanted to ask, this abroad that he is, does it mean that he does not have anybody there?
Of course, sure he will. Of course, sure he will. But I was looking at it from the angle that, okay, I have a child for him. He wants to settle down. And he wanted us to come over.
All the while that you were doing back and forth. And did he ever take him to his parents? Okay, this is so person, she's pregnant for me, or she has a child with me, or I have a child with her. Did he ever?
I guess he was scared.
Scared of what?
Of the same thing not happening to me, the same thing that happened to the baby not to happen to me. Because at every particular point in time that I threatened him, I tell him, I'm bringing this child to your family. I think it's high time. He's gone a long way. What has happened. Let's move on. The next thing you are seeing him in a place.
So till now, till this moment that we are talking, your son has never gone to his father's family. Till this minute, and he's how old now?
21.
And are they even aware?
Of course, they are aware
that there is a boy somewhere. Well, they have not said, and they did not even deem it to call you and say, when are you coming? Let's even meet you. Let's meet ourselves.
I think that depends. I think that is from his side.
Yes.
I don't know the kind of excuses he was giving to me or to them. But I remember I spoke with one of his late brothers, who's late now. I spoke with one of his sister across the phone, and the parents are late now. And they were both alive when we came back to my son. So I just believe, because some things happened, we cannot say everything here.
Yeah.
You cannot say everything here. Something happened along the line that I knew that, this was actually the spiritual God to a child of about 4 years old. Nobody told me anything. God just opened my eyes to see that he had a child, another child, and the woman in particular was pregnant for him at that time. I saw God revealed to me, who am I to see? God revealed to me the woman's like place, like how do I say it now? Where she came from. God gave me to the lady's name. Yes, to the lady's name. So when I woke up, he was beside me and he respected me for that. He respected me for my spiritual life. So I just tapped him. Uncle, why are you lying to me? Why did you come to lie to me? When you were involved with another woman. And I was like, what woman? So I told him, you have a child for 4 years old.
How old was your son at that time?
My son was around 8 or 10 years old. So you can see that it's a long distance.
What's now the battle for the same? Looking for one woman.
I think the battle is from the side. I have my own side. Yes.
No family is perfect.
I told him and he was dazed. So I said, see, if you are not going to tell me the truth, you can't move ahead.
So what about now? Does this still show up?
Yeah, he showed up.
And this was it. He still supports you.
No. I can remember when my son wanted to enter university. We were trying to like get that in money and stuff like that. So it just got from nowhere. I said, oh, you called at the right time for this paper. So he sent 100,000 naira. Yes, out of the whole
no, that's right. I wanted to know if it's Ekushola University. Because I don't know which university. Someone that is just going to the university, you will not set 100K. Is it okay? Is the money for hostel accommodation, or is for school shopping?
I just felt okay. Let's just at all, you know.
Nine bad pass.
He came like 3 times though, that he wanted to settle down. Yes.
Why did you not ask him? What about the other woman now?
Very good question. That was what he asked. I said, see, what about the other woman? Why are you coming after me after 2 months? One of my sisters just called me from Lagos and said, where are you? It's been 18 even though. Like, how many years do you have? What do you use them for? What happened? And the next Abby, and he said, Ekwe one more. I said, I don't be more. He said, Ekwe one more. So person gave back to twins.
Making 3 and he did not deal with it to settle down.
He even came back to lie again. Even came back to lie after we've seen all these things. Now tell me. So when he came back that night, he just came.
Thank God for wisdom. Because even me, I'm already beating you. Somebody did not even enter into that relationship because only God knows maybe you will be in psychiatric hospital because I thank God for your life. Some ladies, they now be like, I have one for him already and he's ready to marry me. They will not enter into that relationship and be having problems. They will not have peace of mind. That's why at times it's not every man that you have a thing with or a child with that you must go back. You must get married.
When he now came back the 2nd or 3rd time again, that was when I woke up from my senses. Like, I think there's more to this. Because if at the first instance you fucked up, sorry for that word, you messed up the 2nd time again, you messed up the 3rd time again, you're not coming for the 4th time. That means there's more. I need to be sensitive. That means you wanted me in your life for something, for a particular reason. Do you know what he told me? He said, he's going to marry me and he's going to marry me.
Now he's saying, Yorùbá will say, púpọ̀ ló ń pọ̀, ìmọ̀ bó ṣe máa parí ẹ̀. Only kẹjọ pọ̀ wọ́n papọ̀.
But I felt it that I keep remembering. How they walk away, and make my life beautiful.
Where will you put 3 children?
Where are you going to
be taking care of 3 children?
I was even meeting the lady, I was meeting, but he was like, no, I will marry you, I will marry you. Really? I find that, like,
Have you even written me off?
something like that. Something like that. But short for you, woman, I don't know how to translate that.
Have you written me off that I cannot even get married in my life? Let me just speak to you.
So I thank God for my life. It wasn't a smooth job.
I thank God.
This that you just, break down bit by bit. If I had to tell you the core thing inside it, but I thank God. Now I look at my son and I just thank God for keeping we faced a lot. We faced it spiritually, we faced it physically, we faced it financially, we faced it materially. But I thank God for grace. I thank God for grace. My advice to teenagers, to the youth, like my life is a great example now for teenagers and youths. My best advice for you is be patient. Be patient. Be patient. Be prayerful. You just have to be prayerful. Take everything to Him. I never knew that. Take everything to God in prayer. As in everything. You want to eat, you want to drink, you might think these are, you want to wear your clothes, you are meeting friends. Take everything to God. And like my son will always say, if life is hard to you, boil it.
Say that again.
If life is hard, then
If life is hard, boil it, cook it.
Yes.
I like that.
Eat in the way of the Lord.
Thank you so much. I love you. And so, see you next week.